Good evening, citizens of Noxuia, and welcome back to Nox News. We interrupt our regularly scheduled programming to bring you a developing story of immense national importance. Earlier today, officials confirmed that Noxuia has formally entered a state of war following escalation tension along the frontier. What began as a series of isolated border incidents has rapidly evolved into full-scale conflict, prompting the government to mobilize military forces and issue emergency directives across the nation. Military leaders have stated that Noxian troops are already being deployed to strategic positions, while defensive preparations are underway in key regions. Authorities are urging citizens to remain calm, stay informed through official channels, and avoid spreading unverified reports as the situation continues to unfold. Historians and political analysts are already describing this conflict as one of the most significant events in recent Noxian history. The war has officially been designated the Great Piglin War, a name that is expected to become synonymous with this chapter of uncertainty, sacrifice, and determination. Reports from the frontier suggest that fighting has intensified throughout the day, with both sides reinforcing their position. While details remain limited, military officials have indicated that the coming hours and days will be critical in determining the course of this conflict. Families across the nation are watching the events closely as soldiers prepare for what may become a long and difficult campaign. Government representatives have pledged to provide regular updates and have assured citizens that every effort is being made to protect the homeland and maintain national security. As this story continues to develop, our team remains committed to bringing you the latest information from across Noxia and the front lines of the war. For more on this breaking story, we now go live to our field reporter Vaki, who is reporting from a position near the front line. Vaki, what can you tell us? Thank you, Akira. I'm standing on the same stretch of scorched nether terrain, but the situation has escalated dramatically. What was once a tense, drawn-out standoff has now exploded into full-scale war. The fragile calm shattered without warning. Noxian and Pignon forces surged forward almost simultaneously, collapsing their old normal stand as both sides launched a coordinated assault. What had been empty ash fields moments ago are now engulfed in chaos, ranks of soldiers clashing in close combat. And amid the chaos, one question still echoes through every retreating breath and every forward charge. What finally broke the fragile balance between Noxia and the Pignons? After the break, we'll trace the chains of events that led to the outbreak of the Great Piglin War. Reporting from Netherfront, this is Vaki for Nox News. Back to the studio. The war didn't begin with a formal declaration. It broke out after trust between Noxia and the Pignons finally collapsed. The first major escalation came when Noxian expansion pushed aggressively into the Crimson Forest, a region the Pignons considered both sacred and strategically vital. What Noxia framed as resource acquisition, the Pignons viewed as direct violation of ancestral territory. Initial skirmishes were limited, but tensions spiraled quickly. The situation became irreversible after a Piglin scouting warband vanished near a fortified Noxian extraction site in the Crimson Forest. Soon after, a key envoy carrying a portal stabilizing artifact was destroyed in neutral ashlands, with both sides blaming each other. Evidence points to a possible stage or opportunistic strike that accelerated the collapse into open war. From that moment, retaliation replaced diplomacy. Each side escalated to prevent appearing vulnerable, and containment failed almost immediately, turning a fragile standoff into a full-scale conflict. That's all for today. Remember to stay vigilant and, most importantly, trust us with your news.